Hi, friends. So, as I just announced some time ago, that I'll be doing a session today on how investments and relationships are interlinked with time and money. So, before going to the topic, my name is Shahriyar. For those who have joined me for the first time, and I'm doing actually two platforms together. First, I was only hoping to get it over YouTube, but I thought probably I'll miss out some of my friends from Facebook as well. So if I from time to time, if I look around, just bear in mind that I'm live on um, two platforms at the same time. So first of all, to start with, thank you very much, whoever has joined and whoever will join later on. I'll try to be concise. I'll try to be focused on the topic. So the idea was I have been into personal development learning for the past year or so. And from time to time, I do learn a lot of new things. And so I thought probably this is one of the good times that we are at home. So I planned, to do something of value uh, to anybody who wants to learn or who wants to learn new skills, particularly related to personal development. So while I was doing personal development courses, I came across several courses which were related to um, investments, which were related to developing your skills in terms of relationships as well. So I thought maybe then I realized that there is some sort of connection between the two. So I thought probably okay, I should give it a go. Whatever my learning is, and I wanted to share that it could help somebody to explore more, at least get a new sense of direction. So to start with, I wanted to share that the way we do investments is very similar uh, to the way we look at relationships as well. And I'll take the dimension of time and money in between the two. So just bear in mind that whatever I'm going to present or whatever I'm going to discuss is will be related to the background would be time and money. And so there are no presentation slides. So if you want to take note of something, just feel free to grab a pen and paper or just on your mobile. The way I wanted to structure it is just give you a bit of background information on how investments are being done, what is the thought process, how do we look at relationships. Then the second part would be focusing on the money mindset. What are the different categories of money? Then I'll discuss about the relationships, the types and their examples. And at the end, I just wanted to engage with you guys as well, because I am normally kind of person who likes two-way communication rather than one-way communication. So I'll help. I'll count on your help to ask me questions at the end, and be feel engaged and try to do an exercise that I found pretty useful in order to self motivate or motivate yourself in order to do something which you want to do in life or something. So let's moving on straight to the topic. How do we define what is the right investment for ourselves? Okay, so when we do investment, we look at three main things. What is the return that we're going to get out of it? What is in terms of monetary value? The other thing which we look is to probably in the long run, we want to improve our living standards. That would be, just raising your lifestyle, the way you live, the car you want to drive, the house you want to live in, the area you want to live in, the country you want to live in. And then there is the third thing is the passion and the purpose. So whatever is your passion, you want to serve some passion in your life. If you have love for travel, You want to make investments to do to get a good return, so that you can utilize that money to either to travel around the world, or open up your charity to help people, to educate yourself, or to educate your family. Just, everybody has a different need. So these are the three main categories of why someone does an investment. So the reason for my topic is more towards relationships, but I just wanted to set the tone to uh, to set the tone basically, and from there on, I wanted to inform that how we can utilize time and money in order to achieve our goals in life, our objectives, and the ultimate goal is to get happiness and peace. So how do we utilize these different tools, different categories in life uh, to reach to happiness? So let's start with money. So money, what is the money mindset? So a lot of people believe that you can get happiness with money, which is true to a certain extent, but not um, uh, it's not totally correct. So money is a tool. So if you want to achieve abundance, money is a tool to achieve it. So if you define any sentence, money is a comma in your sentence. Money is not a full stop. Full stop should be happiness, to achieve something by using money. So there are four different blueprints of money. What is money in terms of different blueprints? So the first one is called cultural money blueprint. What is cultural money blueprint? In certain cultures, let's say most probably in least development countries, where their money is basically an issue. The country general economy is poor. Most of the people living under poverty, and the mindset is that we don't have money. Okay, so everybody is after money. So if that's the culture that you grew in, you will have a certain understanding of money in the back of your mind and your unconscious mind. Okay, then it comes the economical money blueprint. What is economical money blueprint? So it depends how you are raised in your family. Okay, it depends. Money. In certain families there would be understanding that money does not come easy, right? Or it depends how was money handled at your home. Let's say you were privileged enough to have good amount of money in your household, and you never cared about money in terms of, even when you were growing as a child, you never had such money problems, and your parents or whoever was taking care of your financial needs was always there for you, and whatever you needed in life you had it for you. So maybe, and at that in that situation, in that context, maybe money would not be some sort of a high value to you at that point of time. So this is the second category that I was talking about. Then there is a money blueprint. Sorry, gender money blueprint. What is gender money blueprint? In certain cultures, in certain categories, we do feel that male is the guardian of the family and he needs to earn for the family. So that is called gender money blueprint. Okay, and certain cultures there might be, men and women are equally responsible to earn money for the family needs, right? So it depends on different countries, different cultures. It depends. Then there is a spiritual money blueprint. This is the fourth and last one, which means, let's say, in certain cultures, in certain religions, we grew up that a certain portion of our income or savings we have to give it to charity. So this is the spiritual money blueprint that stays in your unconscious mind that you grew up with, and that's how you develop the understanding of money. And now, what I'll discuss is how this money mindset is used in order to help different set of relationships. So, talking about relationships, uh, as I mentioned in the earlier part of my talk, that I would be categorizing relationships in terms of timeline, right? So that three types of relationships starts with number one, lifetime relationships. These are your family relationships, that most likely your blood relations that will go along with you from your birth till the day you die. No matter what happens, you have this relationship established throughout your lifetime. Okay. And this is, just keep in mind, this is the smallest category of the relationship. The next category that I want to describe is life-giving relationship. So what is life-giving relationship? Life-giving relationship is a relationship which gives you a jump start. So the time frame, it could be from 1 day to 2 years. For some, it may go beyond. For some, it may be in between the range. But normally, what we have seen is the life-giving relationships are between 1 day to 2 years. So what happens in a life-giving relationship, that your energy level in that relationship is at peak. That cannot survive for long, right? So maybe you're very excited for something to do in life, or let's say you wanted to start a business, and you were very energized to do some new initiative, and you started something. Uh, in the beginning, you have put in a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of finances, a lot of time, but then you cannot do the same throughout your life. Okay, at some extent, you got to delegate, you got to share that load with somebody else, and you cannot prolong. So there is a time frame that you have to give up something in order to move on, right? So basically, it is so much of energy in that period of relationship with someone, is that what it helps you to teach is what you're comfortable with in a longer run. So at some portion of time, you will realize that this relationship cannot go any further, right? But it will decide, or it will help you to define what you are comfortable with in a longer run, right? The third and the most important category is the purposeful relationship. So, what is purposeful relationship? It is, in very simple words, it is the most painful relationship with a lot of chaos. And if we measure it in terms of times in our average lifetime, 80% of the time we uh, we spend our 80% of our time in these kind of relationships, right? Which is purposeful relationship. You join hands with someone to serve a purpose, to serve a business need, to serve a spiritual need, to serve an economical need, or to serve a personal need. Let's say you love someone, you want to marry someone, but then if that relationship's purpose is served, let's say you wanted to marry someone to move abroad, okay, and get a citizenship of a first world country. Once that purpose is served, uh, and you don't have any reason to continue that relationship, then probably you would need to find another purpose in order to continue that relationship. If you fail to generate or decide or develop a new set of goals or a new set of purpose in life, then probably you would be at risk of losing that relationship, right? So these are the three categories. So The first one is lifetime relationship. The second one is the life-giving relationship, where you are with the most of your energy, most energized, most excited. But that is to a certain time period. And the purposeful relationship, that you want to maintain that relationship for a longer term, uh, and you want to do what it takes just to hold on to that relationship. Because once the purpose is being served, the relationship tells to pull away, and you have to, or you can say it is going away, and you have to put it back towards you. And there are certain things that you would need to do in life in order to pull those relationships back into the direction that you want it to go further. So, for example, now to, I'm trying to put all these whatever I've just said into an example. Normally, when we do hypothetical thinking, and especially from an engineering background, we give an example for, let's say, consider someone as letter X, Y, or Z. But I tend to love letter S, so I would use as an example. So let's say, um, if you love the positivity of the letter S, right? You got to love the letter S with the negative emotions as well. Okay, so you got to love the beautiful side, and you got to love the ugly side as well if you want to continue that relationship, right? So, but how do you do that? Okay, there's a word called empathy. Empathy is, you go into someone else's shoes and feel why they are reacting as such. What you would have done if you were in that position. Okay, what would have been your reaction to a situation if you were in their shoes? Okay, so if you learn to empathize, then probably you would learn somebody's positive and negative, and you are happy with that relationship as to establish a purposeful relationship in your life, and you want to prolong it for a longer term. Okay, I'll be taking your questions later on, and then probably I hope I can clarify certain things. The idea is, I wanted to connect for those who have just joined, and you might have rightly asked the question that you have. I want to emphasize on the way we look at investments is the same way we look at relationships, and how do we use time and money it for both. Okay, so this is the topic that I'm trying to explain, and this is what I recently learned, and I found it pretty useful, and just wanted to share that experience, share that learning as well. So I hope I've clarified that question. So I was at this example. So if you are in love with letter S, you got to love the positive and the negative sides by empathizing, and in order to have a purposeful relationship for a longer run. Now, there is something that you need to realize, which I found it pretty strong justification. The difference between being inspired and being jealous. So, inspiration, if you're inspired with somebody, you tend to adopt a positive emotion, as you want to achieve the same thing, you want to do the same things in your life, if you're inspired by someone. But if you compare it on a negative emotion, is if you're jealous with somebody's achievements, and you just want to achieve those achievements because somebody else has it and you don't have, so it's a negative emotion. At some point of time you would be disappointed. So in order to have healthy relationships, you got to keep away from negative emotions and have positive emotions in your life. So now, because I wanted to be very precise and short, and wanted to keep it interactive, what I want is, I just wanted to sum up this whole topic. I mean, of course, with your questions and with comments later on as well, when I'll publish the video. If you have any questions, and you want to explore further topic, I can do another session on that topic as well. But now I wanted to highlight the importance of celebration for self motivation. Even if you're having a purposeful relationship, but then whoever is the relationship is with, you might have your own set of goals, and that person might have their set of goals. But how do you feel that even you want to hold on to that relationship, but you want to celebrate your own achievements, your own targets, your own goals, whether it is common goal or it's your individual goal? So, what are the ways that you can enjoy celebration, or what are the ways that can keep you motivated in order to do something which you wanted to achieve in life and continue to go on that pathway, even if there is some support for you or not? Okay, so these are three examples. You may want to write it down. I'm sure everybody has a mirror in their house. If you don't have a mirror, at least you have a phone, right? So what I want you to do is just write it down. There are three things that you need to do. Okay, uh, uh, you can take your phone out and say it to yourself by having the camera on your side. Let's say your letter S, or I'll take my example. I'm Shahryar. So Shahryar, I am proud of you, and so whoever is a person, is it, let's say, I can see some of the people, Fawad, Miss Amina, whoever is, just say your name. Okay, uh, let's say if I just continue with my name, and I have three sentences to complete with. Shahryar, I'm proud of you, that I had the courage, that you had the courage, because you're speaking to yourself, right? Just imagine that there's nobody else to motivate you. You got to do something to motivate yourself. So you'll just see yourself in the mirror, and you'll say your name and or your camera, and you'll say, let's say if you start a new business, right? So I'll say, Shahryar, I'm proud of you that you had the courage to start a new business, right? Or if there was no support, I was doing it by myself. So I would say, I'm proud of you that you managed to live by yourself for 1 year without any support. Or it could be, uh, let's say you wanted to start a YouTube channel that I just started. So Shahryar, I'm proud of you that you had the confidence to starting your own YouTube channel. Okay, so this is the first category of self motivation. Now let's moving on to the next one, next example. So just keep in mind that you got to come up with three sentences that will so motivate you, and you just got to say it to yourself. Okay. The next category is forgiveness. You might have done some mistakes in your life. You might have done something. Let's say you're in this lockdown. Okay, in this lockdown, you're not able to go outside, and you're sitting throughout the day, and you're just eating and gaining weight. So you can say, Shahryar, I forgive you for gaining weight in this lockdown. Okay, and you come up with two other examples. So this is a forgiveness category, and the last one, which is the most important one, is commitment. Okay, so now from there, from this point of time, what do you want to do better to make a better version of yourself? If this video was useful, if there's any topic that you found useful, would you go ahead and explore more in this particular topic? um, and let's say, for example, that, Shahryar, I commit, I will say yes whenever I feel like. Okay, so I will say no to the things which I don't like anymore. Okay, so I will have this strong courage in me that even if somebody is requesting me to do something which I don't like, I would have the courage to say no. Okay, and finally, I would have the courage, to commit to myself that I'll continuously utilize my time well to learn something new every day, every week, every month, and try to become a better version of myself. So this is what I wanted to share. I hope the talk was useful. I actually got a notification that I'm running out of storage in my phone, and because I'm using Facebook Live and YouTube Live as well. So if you have any questions, and please do write. I'll try to address now or even in the comments later on in the new sessions. I'm planning to do these kind of sessions every week, where I'll be inviting some guests as well, some of my friends, some of my guests from overseas, from locally. So if you have anything to share, if you feel that you can also be a source of value to anybody else, or if you have learned something new that you wanted to share, please do write to me, and I'll be happy to take it on a weekly basis. And so tomorrow, actually, I'll be talking about particularly related to investments in Australia with a very good friend of mine. So that would be slightly earlier than the time that we're doing today. I'll share that notification early morning tomorrow as well. But yeah, if you're interested, please do join us in tomorrow's session as well. And so thank you very much for people who have joined me. I hope this session was of value. I wanted to keep it within the 30 minutes, so I hope I am within the time limit. I didn't want to go beyond the 30 minutes time slot. I believe that is just a good amount of succinct time frame to learn something new. And I hope I would be really grateful if you can write to me your comments, your observations, your suggestions, what you felt about this talk. Please do write to me in the comments. I would take it happily. If you want me to improve on something, if you want me to talk about certain topic, I'll be very happy to talk about it. So thank you very much for all of you for joining me. I really am grateful for your time, that you've taken this time out from doing anything else and just paying attention to my talk. So thank you very much. I hope everybody is safe and sound. And so thank you very much. Okay. Bye from now. Thank you.